news for you as well, if you look at the good side of it. Now, as I said just before, outdated manual processes slow us down further, because by the time we identify the information, we analyze the information across different silo environment which are collecting the security information, the dashboards, I would say, the security experts become the BI expert, and he's not able to collect or analyze all the data that he see in front of him. As I saw it in the picture here on the left hand side, the expert is trying to look at so many different environments and trying to make sense out of it. Now, if we do it this way, we can probably see just 5% of the information that is happening, and 95% will remain without analytics, right? And that is not a good news. You need to analyze 100% of the information, which is not happening for most of the organizations today, and it is due to the human efforts, and people are trying to de-risk or say no. Unfortunately, business is not willing to hear no. If IT cannot provide the security, they will bypass and get it done from somewhere else. The business wants to run security at the same speed at the development. I mean, I would given one session about DevOps recently, and that covers this part as well. So our chairman, Larry Ellison, gave Open World session in 2017, the keynotes, where he encouraged our customers and partners to use computer versus computer for security. When hackers are using computers, we need to use computer to counter the hacking. So, and Oracle has artificial intelligence ready for the prime time, and we need to use it. I mean, by 2019, it will be the AI-driven approach will replace 30% of the traditional products and services overall, and for security as well. So just to give you the idea, and I will share these slides with you in the PDF format. You can go through some of these links on the right-hand side bottom. They're very interesting, the way Larry has explained. He says that our Oracle's vision for security and management is very simple. We need all of the data in one place. We call it unified. And if the security person is doing the data science, he's not doing security. So we need a purpose-built machine learning that can be used by security and operation professionals, not data scientists. And we need this automatic remediation as well, right? So this is the vision that Oracle is going with to provide the security to our customers. Now, traditionally, we used to have a rule-based approach where we would predict. Right? It starts from the left side, the left corner, which is predict, right? And then we go to prevent and detect and respond. But things have changed. The hackers have become much more sophisticated, and that's why we call it Oracle Identity SOC. Security intelligence with identity context. As I explained earlier, the hackers are targeting most of the time with the user. They target user with malware and enter into your organization. And I will explain it more in next few slides. So the new approach that we believe is right is to start from detect. You detect, you respond, then you predict and you prevent. And that's where the machine learning and the big data analytics come into play. And this is a new solution for the security that Gartner has come up with. So this is the very important slide, and I will explain to you how our solution works together as a single source of truth. At the top in the middle is our cloud security, which is Oracle CASB Cloud Service. Say your Office 365 or any of the cloud admin activities that we monitor using CASB. We have the user security, which is Oracle Identity Cloud Service. We have the configuration and compliance solutions, which is part of the Oracle Management Cloud. And we have the log analytics cloud service, which is also a forensic. When you see the challenge, you can go back and look at the forensics, and I will demonstrate this to you during my demo. Now, all this data comes from the single platform, and they feed it on the left-hand side called single pane of glass dashboard. It is also known as SOC, Security Operations Center. So just to make sense for those who are not coming from security background during this webinar, you would have seen the NOC. When you go to the large organization or enterprise, you will see a dashboard which shows the data center and cloud assets information, which are the environment which is up, down, like red, yellow, green. So similar is the SOC. If I'm the CSO of the large organization or enterprise, I would like to put my SOC next to NOC so that my developers, business, and IT know what is our position in security today or at this moment. If there is any gaps, I want everybody in the company to know and be aware, and I want my customer to know the maturity level of my organization. So SOC will eventually become as visible in your organization as NOC is my vision, personal vision about the SOC, and it is so important today and in the future. On the right hand side, we see the orchestration cloud service. Now again, this is part of OMC. So whatever action that you need to take, if you wait for decision to be taken, there is little bit of chance that hackers may take advantage of the timeline. But with the automation, which is orchestration, you can automate this action and that will minimize. So to give you some example about this, what I'm trying to say about why orchestration is required, say when we give the patch to the customer, the readme about the patch, what is the problem, why there is a especially security patch I'm talking about, why there is a vulnerability in this, the reason for building this patch. Even hackers will know this now once we distribute the patch to everybody online. So I encourage all the customers to apply it as soon as possible so that hackers doesn't take advantage of the delay of you applying the patch. So this is just one example. There are thousands and thousands of gaps like that, which you can close by using the latest and greatest solutions like this. To give you the conceptual idea, now before even I go to this diagram, I would like to give you the simple example. Say a receptionist laptop and the CEO laptop, if both of them have a malware, IT or the security folks would like to fix the CEO laptop first because that is the priority. So we take at the bottom of the screen, in the middle is the asset context, which gives the information about which asset is important and which one to give priority. At the top is the identity context. So if my email ID is chetan.vithlani@oracle.com, that's how it is stored in the email server. In the Windows server, it's probably stored as chetan.vithlani, and in the Unix server, it might be stored as cvitlan. So all this should show me as a single person for Security Operations Center analyst to understand who is Chetan Vithlani. And then they can take action. And I will show you again this thing in the demo, how it all works and comes together. So that identity context becomes very important. Otherwise, as a SOC analyst will think that I'm three different people. This is all coming from the cloud native solution, and we have the threat intelligence in place. Or if you have the on-premise, we monitor on-premise and we monitor the multi-cloud activity. And we have our own threat intelligence, and we can use your threat intelligence as well. That's what I'm trying to show on the right-hand side. I hope this diagram is clear. It is very important to understand the rest of the session. So what is the cyber kill chain? You would have heard this word many times. Now, there are many different modules or methods that people explain cyber kill chain. As I believe these 4 modules are the bare minimum in all that I've heard so far. Someone have 9 modules, someone have 11 modules, someone have 13 modules, but the summary of it all is right here on your screen. So recon is something where the attacker would like to enter, say, malware kind of a thing. Then they will infiltrate, meaning once they get control of your username and password of one employee in the organization or multiple employees, they will try to slowly infiltrate. It's also known as crawling in terms of lateral movement. They try to enter more advanced into a different systems in a slow pace that they don't show up in the monitoring. And they would like to also stop monitoring by changing the configuration, and finally exfiltrate and call your management for the ransomware. So this is a typical and often we have seen as a kill chain that hackers follow in some way or the other. Now, I've come across some 4 different blogs which are from the prominent experts in the security area, and I've tried to put them together in a single slide. So try to understand this carefully to understand today's situation about the cybersecurity. So on the leftmost, in a traditional days, we used to protect the assets. But today, people are checking in from anywhere, from home, and it can be cloud as well. So there is no perimeter that you can define for protected assets. So what is the new protected assets? It is each of the data in your organization. What is the perimeter today? As I just explained, there is no more perimeter like a traditional data center, except few organizations whom I doubt if they can completely remain on premise, except if it is like a military kind of organization, they don't have a choice. But everyone else, the perimeter is very difficult to manage because we go to the cloud, say Gmail or Google Docs or Office 365 for bare minimum and much more than that. Plus we have now the business also on the cloud. So perimeter is very difficult to define. So identity is the perimeter. You monitor each and every employee, contractor, and partner, and that's the perimeter, the new perimeter of today to monitor. What is the model? The new model is hybrid cloud. Most of the organizations I talk to have some assets in on-premise, some assets in the cloud, and so it becomes the hybrid cloud. And you need to consider that as a model in your mind when you are managing the security. What is the driver? Since you need to do the, as I explained in one of the previous slide, you need to detect and you cannot predict the next zero-day attack. You need to be innovative. You need to go into cycle to make sure that you counter the attack from the hackers very effectively. So innovation is the driver. This slide is very important. Please pay attention and try to go through the blogs written in the bottom. Those are the references. Okay. So is it just the security operations center that is sufficient for SOC analyst, the security operations center analyst, to see, or does he need to see more? I would say he need to see more than that, because once hackers come inside your organization, they like to change configurations. And for example, Exadata, we have 49,000 different configurations. You cannot keep track of that manually. You need to use the automated solutions. So we have OMC configuration and compliance solution to help operations as well as security analysts to view from the same solution and take action. Similarly, if there is a performance spike, is it just for the operations people to see or even security people to see? I would say even security people need to be aware if there is a performance spike, because hackers might be encrypting your information. So both security analysts and operation analysts need to see this information, and it can stay at one place, but both the analysts can see it from the dashboard that we provide. So that is what I'm trying to convey here. All right. This is one of my favorite slide, and I will. It is very easy to understand. Let me just get a little bit of water. Just focus on the right-hand side, the brain, red color brain that I've drawn. So human being, we are all human being who can answer the questions written around the brain, which I put in there. I'm comfortable asking questions. What caused the problem? Is what I'm seeing normal or abnormal? And so on. But if I need to see in the middle, say 100,000 rows of logs, and have to see the deviation, minor deviation between the two rows, it's very difficult for me. But for machine, it can identify this very easily, but it cannot answer the question on the right. So it's a mixed model. Also on the leftmost column, I've put the telemetry. The amount of data that we generate is increasing every day, and it's very difficult for human to understand and keep track of. So left two rows columns are for machines and right column is for humans. And we give you the solution where all the three comes together. Now this is this OMC, Oracle Management Cloud Solutions at a very high level. We have infrastructure monitoring, configuration compliance, application performance monitoring, security monitoring analytics, which we are talking most of the time today, IT analytics, and SMA is based on LA, log analytics. And for each of these modules, we use the orchestration. So you can utilize orchestration for any of this module to take action. How the data flows. We collect the information, your logs, how your flows, metrics, transactions, irrespective of on-premise or cloud, it comes in, as well as asset context, user IDM information, threat intel, vulnerabilities. All this we collect from the customer. We analyze it using big data analytics and machine learning and do the risk scoring, do the correlation rules. Then we investigate. All this happens internally at our cloud, Oracle Public Cloud. And we respond. The SOC analyst can respond to the information that we put it in the dashboard that I will show you in just a minute in the demo. So this is the feature of the security monitoring analytics. We have the intelligent monitoring of security events, user behavior, and SQL. So we even do the SQL level of monitoring. For example, the peer group, let's say the DBA team is doing their work day in, day out, but suddenly a DBA sends the query, select star from customers. That is not a common query that any other DBA would have sent to the database, production database, for quite some time. So that becomes anomaly. We do the peer group comparison and mark it as anomaly for the SOC analyst. So it can be marketing team, it can be any other team. I'm not trying to pinpoint a DBA. And this can be a false alarm as well, because a developer or business might have asked the DBA to specifically run this query for a purpose. So in that case, you can mark it as a whitelist, and then the system can ignore this for future if it is certainly the case. So what I'm trying to say is data analytics at the peer group as from the SQL is something very unique that we have in this solution. You can, once you identify the anomaly or the problem statement like that, you can further investigate. For example, if you see that a person is having the malware identified on the SOC dashboard, you can see who else in the organization got the similar challenge. And I will again reflect this in the demo when we get there in a minute. And we have the automatic remediation option available to our customer. Configuration compliance. So SMA and CC work hand in hand. So SMA does the post action where we try to detect the challenge. Configuration and compliance does the non-problem solution. So we know 100 things about database, which are the challenges as per government guidelines or whatever that you know. We can incorporate that into the configuration and compliance and run the check every day that everything is in order. So that is the configuration compliance solution that we have. And it works across for your company specific challenges. Like if you work only 9 to 5, you can say anything that is outside 9 to 5, put it as a challenge anomaly in my SOC dashboard, and so on. So I will quickly go to demo. I may need to stop sharing because I can share only one at a time. Right now I'm sharing the PPT. Let me come out of this and okay, I hope you can see this. And I'm just going to go to my environment in live. As you can see, I will launch the demo. This will be very interesting activities to see how it all works. This is the Oracle Management Cloud homepage. Just trying to cut and paste the username and password. And we should be there. Yeah, this is the landing page for the Oracle Management Cloud. As you can see in the top, we have 7 modules as I was shown just now, and then there are dashboards for your situation. So we'll focus on the SMA, Security Monitoring Analytics. All right, I'll select the timeline where I have built the data. So let me select, say, May 14 to May 26 and apply. Okay, so this is actually the Security Operations Center that I was talking about throughout my presentation. And as you can see, this at the top, it is now Security Monitoring Analytics module that I am looking at. As I was focusing on identity, this is on the leftmost top is the user's information, whereas 36 of my users are showing as risky. In the middle top is the threats, the total number of threats that I have in my organization across the time period that I've selected, that is May 14 to May 26. And I need to focus on the assets. There are 9 risky assets right now at this moment. There are other dashboards that I'll come to in a minute, but I would like to, since I saw these 36 risky users, I would like to focus there. First, if I am the SOC analyst for this organization, I would like to understand this. Now, what I'm seeing here is that Mary Baker has the maximum number of threats. So I would like to first understand who is Mary Baker. It can be partner, contractor, or employee. In this case, she is employee. She's from the marketing team. Here is her manager. She works from the Orlando, Florida. And here are her contact information. So this will help me understand what is going on within Mary's environment or her security situation right now. So these are the risk levels, and as you can see, there is a low risk on the 15th of May, and then there is a medium risk, and finally on 24th, there is a high risk as well. So to make sense of this, I would like to understand threat category. So I'm trying to see what is the threat category, which is nothing but my kill chain, as I explained to you. So Security Operations Center analysts are more familiar with this terminology, so we give this option. So as you can see, on the 15th, there is an anomaly. On 16th, there is a reconnaissance. And then we have a set of crawling by the hacker, which is infiltration. And finally, there is a green color lateral movement. So this is the clear story that as a SOC analyst, I would like to understand before I start investigation. If I look at the information here, and I would like to do it with the activity time sorting by the activity time, so I can understand the information as shown in the chart above. Yes, so now I can see that at the top there is a web access anomaly with a lower priority alert. Then there is a multiple failed logins and targeted account attack, which is a medium priority. And these are reconnaissance and infiltration. And I also see there is a CASB alert, which is outside of the OMC feeding into the SOC, the SMA solution. There is a brute force attack. There is user SQL anomaly. And there is high alert on multiple account creation. Someone is creating the account now. So this is the complete story of what is going on at very high level. Let me see quickly what is happening as a web access anomaly. So I just click on the ID, and I can see that there is a destination called www.paypal.com.kugla.de. Now, this doesn't sound like a, let me just go again there and see if I can find something more. So this website is here. Okay, so here I can see more detail about the Mary Baker, what she's doing here. All right. So it's clearly it shows that she tried to click on this, probably an email with this information. Okay, so I would like to copy this information. And my purpose is to see as a SOC analyst if it is just Mary Baker who is got caught with this kind of malware, or is there anyone else in my enterprise who has also got this kind of alert. So with this single click, I can investigate the entire. So as you can see here, there's a Mary Baker 2 and Jelittle as well. So I can easily figure out if it is just one person who got targeted by hackers or there are multiple folks. So Jelittle is targeted twice and Mbaker 2 is targeted once. And as you can see here, if you pay attention, just before www.paypal.com.kugla.de, which is shown in the yellow color, there is HTTP. It is not HTTPS. So there is another reason why hacker is able to get inside once he give the username password. So these are very important things to understand, and just understand how easily I'm able to navigate between the log analytics, this is a log analytics, and my core solution security monitoring analytics, right? So this is how I can investigate and make the report. Then I can go further down and see some more information. So here, as you can see, Mary Baker is a marketing, as we saw in her identity, she's from the marketing team, but she's creating the accounts and multiple account creation on the finance DB, the most critical environment of the organization, right? She's creating multiple users out there and so on. So this is not a good sign for my organization. So I would like to take the action and do the remediation for both Mary Baker as well as Jelittle, right? So you are seeing here towards the bottom of the screen that there is a lot of action happening on the finance database. So probably hacker has figured out the username password and started to crawl into different systems and all the important finance database. They are able to infiltrate and they are about to exfiltrate. We should take action before that. Now, one more thing is that you can see here there is a CASB, so he's probably even exploring the possibility of moving this data, the finance critical data, into the Outlook environment and finally exfiltrate, right? So this is again still part of infiltration, but ultimately he can exfiltrate. So this is very important area to understand how simple it is to identify the information, identify the problems, where the security gaps are, and take action. Now, another important fact that I would like to tell you is that in reality, when the hackers come in and do, say, web access anomaly, we catch them. But just to show you the power of the solution, I built the demo to give you the complete cycle on how it all works, right? So in reality, when you have this kind of solution, you can catch the hackers as soon as they come inside or try to come inside, and stop them forever by putting the orchestration to not allow this kind of website to enter your organization. So that is how we do it. Plus, I can extend this demo to show you the configuration where we run the checks of our gold image once every 24 hours. So it would be somewhere here. So example, very simply, you can go from here to the compliance module and you can see. But I don't want to go too deep into the demo. I will just show you the high level information, how it all works, but I don't want to get into the details of this. So this is how you can see here that there are already 6 high alerts and 5 critical alerts in the environment. So as hackers come inside, you will start seeing this information. And since it has run maybe few hours before, as it runs once every 24 hours, it would reflect here all the changes that hackers would have done in the configuration, right? So I would stop sharing now on the demo and go back to the presentation. Okay, sorry for that. It took me a minute to figure out how do I go back to my presentation. So after the demo, so here I would like to show you how I saw it in the demo. If you look at the middle part, I saw you the CASB alerts. I explained to you how the user security information is available handy to the security analyst, where he could see who is Mary Baker, who is Jay Little, and take action. Configuration becomes very important, as I saw you towards the end. Forensic with the LA helped us to identify, apart from Mary Baker, who else is got attacked by the malware. And all this information will get populated on the left-hand side in the dashboard, which is the single pane of glass. And it is also known as SOC, Security Operations Center. We do this using Oracle Security Monitoring and Analytics Cloud Service. And you have the option on the rightmost, which is the automatic response and remediation. It is Oracle Orchestration Cloud Service. All this is built using artificial intelligence and automation platform. This is available as SaaS solution from our Oracle Public Cloud. You can let me show you maybe how you can sign up for a free trial to try it out yourself. You get $300 in credit, and you can try out your environment using each of the 7 modules and see for yourself how it works. On the bottom of the screen is the website where you can try it out and experiment what I've shown you and more. I put together some of the important say blogs and other information that our HQ team is putting here put together. So it will help you understand the security situation and what is the latest that is happening in the security. This ends my session all roughly 4 to 5 minutes earlier, so that I can leave you time to ask me the questions in the chat window, and I will probably take the help from the Francisco as well. So please send me your question, which I will use to check. Let me just go back there and see if there are any questions that I can see. Francisco, can you help me? How do I see the questions? Or if anyone like to ask online as well, you're welcome to ask me. Okay. Okay, there is a, all right. Okay, all right. I just see hi kind of a question and all the basics when you guys started. Is there? All right, all right. Is it just the, okay. Francisco, are there any questions that I can answer now? maybe you can send me your feedback and inputs or questions on the social media, and I'll be happy to get back to you there. Or if you have any questions now, you're welcome to ask. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to give you the speak request inputs. Someone wanted to ask, but I don't know how to give them a option to speak. I would prefer that you type it on the chat window, and I'll be happy to answer. Also, generally, when I go to the events like this, I always get one question, very curious questions from the DBAs and the developers that now that the lot of automation is happening, what happens to our job? My advice to each of them in each of these sessions that I do over many years is that you spend at least 1 hour on understanding security, not just from the technology perspective, but also from the business perspective, meaning how your business may get impacted if there is an attack, uh, educating the uh, management and the business folks on how the malware email can be converted into exfiltration and ransomware call may happen, as I just explained today, and helping them understand and do the right kind of investment, right kind of judgment about using the security. So that's what I would like to leave you with, that I call it a tip, and I hope you learned something new today. Let's close it if there are no questions, and you're welcome to share any questions, inputs, feedback on my social media channel. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. I'll disconnect now. Francisco, is that okay?